It's January 4th, 2021, and it's time for Channing and Friends. We took some time off, but we're back from our holiday hiatus. Find out what we were up to. Then, coronavirus outbreaks at local grocery stores. With cases on the rise, are there ways stores can do more to mitigate the spread? And New Year, New You? Starting a new year usually comes with a list of resolutions. Oscar Lau is here with tips everyone can use for their mental health in 2021. So, let's talk about it. Hello and welcome to Channing and Friends, everyone. Happy New Year. It is Monday, January 4th, and we've got a great show for you today. Michael and Spence, Happy New Year. Can you believe it's 2021?
Happy New Year. Yep.
I can, unfortunately.
Yeah, same here. I think for some it's like, oh, we're so excited to turn a page, but I think for others, including myself, I'm like, we're just still in this same nightmare. Nothing's
same book,
changed.
new chapter.
Yeah, it's just there's a different number at the end of my cover letters.
Yeah,
I hopelessly apply for
exactly.
employment.
If you remember to change it, because I always never it's like April until I finally switched over to putting the right year. Yeah. So obviously, we haven't been on for a couple weeks. We took a little holiday hiatus. So how was your break, Spence? I want to know all about it first.
It was okay. I was in Orange most of it, hanging out, doing my thing. Writing some music, doing cover letters, like I said, applying for jobs, all that jazz. I drove up to Utah to see my dad for a couple days. That was all right.
That's a kind of a long drive, right?
It was,
to go all the way from Southern California to Utah.
Yeah, it was cold there, which was kind of nice.
Did it snow?
It did not. No, that was my one fingers crossed thing, but it did not. But that's okay.
Yeah. Michael, how about you?
I did some extensive research into the world of fragrance, and I'm not talking candles, I'm talking like perfumes. I literally every day I did research, and I have a new passion now. So it's more of a phase. It'll die out soon. But yeah, I bought some perfumes and did some shopping, and didn't do too much. I didn't even start any new shows. So I'm happy school's starting soon because I'm ready to be productive.
Yeah.
I feel that. Yeah.
I totally feel that. So what was your favorite fragrance though? I want to know. Or
That's
one that
question.
you're just you're hooked on now. Eventually we're going to have a segment where you review some of these fragrances.
I'll talk all about them.
That was my first thought. I was like, when's the segment?
Listen, I'm ready. You could see a couple up here. Okay, the fragrance that I can't stop wearing is called Delina from Parfums de Marly. It's rose and lychee and cedar. It's a very unisex. I think it's unisex rose. That's another story. But yeah, it's my favorite fragrance, and I've worn it every day for 5 or 6 days now.
Oh, so, nice. Nice. Well, we'll probably have to build in a segment soon for that. My break, it was great. Very low key, obviously very different from other breaks, but other Christmas and New Year's, but it was good. I have been very much into Schitt's Creek. That is my show. So
yes.
I'm loving it. I'm almost done. I was telling a friend that I have a big problem with shows though. I binge, but for some reason I don't like to binge an entire series in one day. For some reason, I get so attached. I'm I don't want it to end. So I'll spend I'll watch a lot and then I'll take a long break and then come back to it. I don't know. I'm super weird about that. But Schitt's Creek, I've been watching that all over a break and it's been super fun. So I don't know if you guys have seen it, but I would say watch it. Moira Rose is my
Moira
idol,
Rose.
So
I want all of her wigs.
yes, yes.
All the wigs.
I want all of them.
She's a queen. Okay, you guys. Well, let's talk about this outbreak. I don't know if you guys have heard about this, but I mean, COVID-19 obviously continues to rage on, now being 10 months into this pandemic. I'm sure many of us would think that the risk of going to the grocery store would be mitigated or lowered by now. But that doesn't seem to be the case as cases are surging. So according to the Grocery Workers Union in Southern California, there have been COVID-19 outbreaks at more than 137 Los Angeles area supermarkets in November and December, which is the largest number of cases since the pandemic began. And I'm sure that if this is happening in LA, you know it's happening in other places around the country. But this particular outbreak led to at least 854 supermarket workers in LA County testing positive for COVID-19. So with no end in sight, unfortunately, with this pandemic, I mean, we do have a vaccine on the way, but obviously that's been a slow rollout. Some grocery store chains, you guys, are talking about doing regular on-site testing of employees like TV and movie productions do right now. So how high do you think the risk of going to the grocery store is, and what do you think stores could do to stop it? Michael, we'll start with you.
Yeah. So to piggyback off the last thing you said, I have several friends in the industry, in the entertainment industry, and several of them have like kind of echoed the like they feel so safe on set. And while I'm glad for them, there is no reason that they should not be testing employees at grocery. Like there is no reason that the grocery store employees should not feel safe. Like my friends, like on a set, like in Hollywood.
Well,
and
it's
like,
think about it. Grocery
not
store
even
workers,
essential.
Yeah, grocery store
know?
workers are more essential than actors and actresses.
It's like you shouldn't even be filming whatever. But I think we should get back to like we were doing in the beginning and limiting the capacity. And none of the stores near me are doing that anymore. When the pandemic first hit, Costco, I know, was having a certain number of people, and it was very few people in there. Now there's enough people in there for me to feel a little uncomfortable if I go past like noon. So I think that's a good start. And I also think on-site testing, I mean, they're essential, period. So like there needs to be some kind of protocol for testing. I also think the 6 feet needs to be enforced, because there have been several times in which like there's been someone 2 feet behind me in line. And I think it's just people are comfortable because they're like, oh, well, we're both wearing masks. Like, yeah. So definitely stricter measures that are actually enforced. I think that'll help.
Yeah, totally. Spence, I'm curious to see what you think about this.
Yeah, I mean, I echo pretty much everything that Michael said. You know, I think having on-site testing before every person comes in for a shift, like that just seems like a no-brainer to me. In the beginning of this pandemic, I think testing was a lot more of a mystery and seemed to be a lot more complicated and difficult to do. That's just not the case anymore. You can get tested today if you wanted to. You know, you could go out and get a test. And if you're going to operate a business, specifically something that needs to be open, like you can't close grocery stores. Like that's just not realistic. As much as like it would be maybe an appropriate response to what like you were reading this then, Channing, like all the cases are very high at grocery stores. It's like people have to eat, unfortunately. So it's just, that's not really an option. Michael, I totally agree with you when you said like there used to be like markers on the floors at stores, and there would be like, this aisle is one way, you got to go around and come in, and now that's just not the case. And there used to be people actually enforcing that. There used to be lines, and like as much as like an inconvenience as that was, like I think we were all okay with doing our part to keep people safe, and that's just not being enforced anymore. And like I've been in Target, I've been in so many like stores, and there have been people who are just like breathing down my neck, like right behind me, and I'm like, I don't understand what we're doing here. So I agree with, I think we on-site testing, distancing, like, because you can't close them, so we got to be more proactive, or else this is still going to be a problem.
I agree with you. I think the whole idea, like you guys are saying, this whole social distancing or like capacity has been just thrown out the window now. Like a lot of, and that might have been due to like when cases were low, like back in September, October. But unfortunately they're back high. And so we need to do what we can to mitigate that risk. But one thing for me is I know that not every store has this or not every location, but I really love the whole ordering online and they just bring it out to your car.
Yes. Nordstrom's. Shout out to Nordstrom's.
It is fantastic.
Yep.
And I mean, you have to have like a certain limit of how much you're going to buy before they'll let you do the curbside pickup, but it works really well. And you don't, I mean, obviously there's no contact with that. So hopefully maybe more stores will do that. But again, obviously, like you said, people have to eat, people need to put food on the table. We need to do a better job at testing those employees so they can feel safe and they're, not bringing the virus back to their families. So yeah, hopefully that will happen moving forward. But that is going to do it for New and Noteworthy today, you guys. But we have more great show for you coming up. In the next block, our friend Oscar Lau is here to talk about taking care of your mental health. You're definitely going to want to be here for that. So we'll be right back. For information about our show and to stay connected, visit channingreed.com/Channing and Friends. Click on the Episodes tab and never miss out on the conversation. Welcome back, everyone. It's a new year, which probably means new resolutions. And after a tough year, I think we can all agree that our mental health has really taken a toll. So why not a refresh?
That's right. So joining us right now is our friend Oscar Lau, who has tips that everyone can use for their mental health in 2021. Hi, Oscar.
Oscar, how are you?
I'm good. I'm trying to start the new year with a lot of different goals and trying to keep them tangible and attainable, but it's a little difficult this year. So
yeah, no, but I think what you said is literally it's key. Like, have it where it's right in front of you, because that's why I don't even do resolutions anymore, because I'm like, sometimes it's so far off. I'm like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I give up halfway through. But so yeah, we're going to talk about that. And I just have to say, it's so great to see your beautiful smile on your face. I miss you so much.
oh, thank you. I'm so glad to be here. I'm honored.
All right,
Okay.
Spence, take it away.
Yes. The first thing you say people should do for their mental health is to value themselves. So can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so I think this was the first thing that popped up in my mind because what I've learned in society today and just in my family, in a lot of Asian cultures, but I know in American culture too, we're very driven by these goals that we have, and we're very critical. And I think one thing to be mindful of is that you need to value yourself and you need to treat yourself as if you were your own therapist. Would you really be criticizing yourself so harshly because you didn't finish your goals today, that you didn't you didn't feel motivated today? And these are like very common things to have during quarantine, and sometimes it's okay to have them and to continually criticize yourself and not value every aspect of how you feel, of your process. All of these things, it can really be damaging and can lead to more destructive patterns. And I think that's something that is very important, and a way I've been able to kind of control this kind of thing is just really talk to myself as if I was my therapist. Would I really be saying, you suck, you
Right.
are not worthy of this opportunity. You are not worthy of these accolades. That's why you didn't receive them this month. You know, all these things. And being really self-reflective can really help with that. By journaling, doing hobbies that you might like, to really like relax and then get to a place where you can self-reflect and talk to yourself that way. Because sometimes we're so stressed and we end up having self-destructive thoughts.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
so great.
So, Oscar, if you're stressed, what are some daily things you can do to mediate that?
Yeah, so something that I do a lot is I try to go outside right now during quarantine. I definitely do
That's a big
notice
one.
I get a
Yeah.
little cranky.
Yeah,
I get a
no,
little
same.
cranky indoors. Yeah.
That's real.
Yeah.
Yes. No, and you're also, I don't know if a lot of your fans are going to be on the screen a lot, but just looking at screens or going on Netflix, even whether you're like doing schoolwork or you're just relaxing, doing that always is going to kind of make you feel unproductive and also make you feel a little cranky. Or even if you're using it to be productive, you're just always looking at the same thing. So going to nature, breathing in fresh air really helps a lot. And with that, you can also do a running exercise. I love Headspace. And Headspace, they have like a wind down running exercise that they walk
What
you
is
through.
that, an app?
Yes, Headspace is they paired with Nike. So I use the Nike running app, and they have Headspace as like a an additional add-on, I think. But you don't have to pay
Oh,
anything. Yeah, it's
okay.
so
Oh.
great though, and they walk you through this. They wind you down with your day, and then just tell you like positive reappraisals. They give you like really good, just tips to wind down and just be relaxed and be okay with what you accomplished today. I think that's really important.
That's great. I've never heard of that. I'm gonna have to look into it.
You definitely should. It's really great.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about setting realistic goals. I kind of said that earlier because I don't think I do that very well. So, what is your advice for that?
Okay, so setting realistic goals is a problem that I have as well. I am a very I love to fill my days, and sometimes I literally fill every second of my day, and I leave like maybe I don't leave any space for myself. And I think I am still doing that. I think that's one of my resolutions is to be um, more wise with my realistic goals because a lot of times um, I set the entire day without any breaks. You cannot finish the entire day without and continue doing that throughout the week, throughout the
Right.
semester. Like
You'll be
doing
burnt
that,
out.
and yeah, you'll be burnt
Yeah.
out. And so try to do realistic goals in that you can accomplish it day by day, and also put it hour by hour sometimes, like writing it down, seeing it right in front of you. Maybe that doesn't work for you, but some people might benefit a lot by being more organized with that and writing it down hour by hour, and then have a small break for yourself. These small or small naps can help you so much. For students who are struggling with memory and paying attention in class, napping can actually help you finish a day rather than you trying to finish everything in one block. Yeah, napping
You
can
know,
do
I've
a lot.
noticed that a little bit because
Yeah.
I mean, I know Michael, you take naps and you love you got to have your afternoon nap in.
Listen, 2 o'clock every day.
Yes, I love
I
that.
I've noticed that because as a kid I'd always take a nap, but then when I would wake up, I would feel so just groggy and tired and just out of energy. But I noticed that power naps really seem to help me. If I go to sleep for a very short amount of time, I feel rested and I'm able to get through the rest of the rest of the day.
Yeah, yeah, 15 to 20 minutes is perfect. And there's like apps that will are really annoying with the alarms. So like it takes a while to like turn off the alarm. Sometimes I keep pushing the snooze button and I end up doing a 2 hour nap. Those are less productive, right?
Yeah.
But the 15
Yeah.
to 20 minutes, that's perfect.
Michael's a little guilty.
Don't listen. I take like 2, 3, 4, 5 hour naps sometimes.
No,
Oh
I
my
honestly
goodness.
did that recently. So no, don't even
You gotta
worry.
find the right in between.
Good, but
Yeah.
Okay, so in your fourth tip, you say practicing gratitude can be linked to happiness. So could you elaborate on that for us?
Yeah, so practicing gratitude, it definitely is linked to happiness. There's a lot of psychological studies that study this, and forgiveness as well. And these are just small things that we kind of, it's really difficult. And these are kind of like these platitudes that people like just say, right? And it's kind of, it's is something that people kind of dismiss now and say, "Oh, yeah, everyone knows that." But it's kind of it's a very intentional thing that you have to
Hmm.
do in order to really feel the effects of it. Like I think Thanksgiving is a wonderful time, and it's a wonderful time to be intentional with the people around you and to be thankful for what you have. Try to practice that even outside of that season.
Yeah,
Um,
that's good.
yeah, and express your love for
Nice.
others with thank you notes, messages, gifts. If you have someone who you appreciate, and maybe that's out of character for you to like send a message of affirmation to them or a thankful message, still try to do that and see how you feel after that. Because maybe that's something that you've been wanting to say for a long time, and you haven't been able to say it.
And
That's
then,
good.
so just really quickly, you also talked about forgiveness. So, can you specify forgiving others or forgiving yourself or both? How? What do you mean?
Definitely both.
Okay.
So forgiveness is a very complicated concept as well, but definitely valuing yourself. The first tip, it ties into forgiveness. Forgive yourself for failing. Forgive yourself for because every failure is just the next step to growth. You know, you're going to be growing the
Yeah.
most from your failures. You will also grow from your successes, but um forgive yourself in every step and you'll realize that you actually grow so much in the process.
Love that. And so your last tip has to do with practicing mindfulness. So can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, mindfulness is also kind of a complicated concept, but it can be seen in many different ways. Mindfulness is just um, sometimes mindfulness can be on our physical. Um, Sometimes when we are stressed or when we're very anxious, our body starts to tense up. There's this thing called progressive muscle relaxation, and um, this is something that I've been trying to into my like coping mechanisms and ways. When I'm very anxious, I will try to tense up my muscles a lot and then let go of it and to see like how tense I was originally. It's kind of a hard practice to explain right now, but basically what it is you try to focus on the tension that is in your body whenever you are really stressed and anxious, and you are more conscientious of that. And by doing these practices, you can really focus that stress and then really relax it as well. And progressive muscle relaxation helps people sleep. It helps people be more conscientious of the tension in their body so they can um, release that. Because if we're constantly stressed and we're trying to finish so many tasks, that can really fatigue our body in the future.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. I have a lot to look into. I feel like I've learned a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
100%. Like very insightful stuff.
Yeah, and I feel like refreshed too. Like I know where to start now. So this is so good. That is Oscar Lau, everybody. Thank you so much for sharing your amazing tips. You are a wonderful person. And I think I can already say that we're going to have you on to come back for part 2 of this conversation because I think we need to lead off 2021 with just our mental health and taking that and using that as a priority. So thank you, Oscar. We love you. You're great.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate this. Good luck to everyone with their goals this year.
Yes, yes, we all need that. All right, coming up in our third block, you guys, what did Beyonce do to her fans to surprise them? We'll share those details next.
Fans of Beyonce, or the Beehive, got a New Year's surprise from the Queen herself. The singer posted a 4-minute video on her Instagram, which highlights her greatest accomplishments of 2020.
Yeah, the clip also included unseen footage of her and Jay-Z's 3 children, Blue Ivy and twins Rumi and Sir Carter. Take a look.
How do you feel about your summer this year? Did you have a good summer? Yeah? What'd you do?
I'm so proud to name
The video also touches on the pandemic and how her Be Good Foundation supported Black-owned businesses and others amid the shutdowns. Other moments include her Ivy Park collection, stunning British Vogue covers, Black is King, and her memorable and impactful speeches she delivered for graduating students and healthcare workers.
You know, I think this is great, and I know some people might be thinking, like, Beyonce, why are you talking right now? Like, you have all this money, and obviously your 2020 was great, and the rest of the world's was terrible. But we also, like, I don't know if people have heard, but she literally donated, I think it was like $200,000, I think, to people that are being evicted right now, or to help protect people from getting evicted. So, like, I just love her. She's amazing. She's great. And I think, like, I mean, I wouldn't say, I don't know, would I be considered to be part of the Beehive? I don't know if I don't know if you need like an official like application to be inside of it.
There's a pin you get.
Yeah.
There you go. I mean, I did go to her concert. I saw her.
I don't think you're a part of it, because the Beehive are like, they're like stands. I feel like you're Beehive adjacent, you know?
Huh?
Beehive adjacent.
You're Beehive
I'm just
adjacent.
right next to
right.
Beehive adjacent.
Because they're crazy. I mean, they're cray-cray.
We love Beyonce, and I know she's probably going to drop new music this year, and we're all going to just be taken back by it. So, as usual.
Yeah. The world needs it, that's for sure.
We sure do.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so I'm really happy for once, and you know, this 2020, a lot of celebrities are like, I'm miserable, and my 10,000 square foot estate. Like, I'm happy that instead of doing that, she like used she has a very, very, very large platform. Like, she used her platform for good instead of like complaining about how she's being locked up and it's not fair. Like, you know.
What I really appreciate about it is that there is like a tangible thing that she's doing to try and help. I think at the beginning of this pandemic, there was a lot of just very out of touch celebrities. Like I love Gal Gadot. I love Wonder Woman. Like I think she's a great actress. But my God, that video of them singing Imagine was so cringy, and I was like, what is this doing?
Oh, I
this
didn't
is
see
doing
that.
nothing.
I'm gonna have to look at that.
Really bad.
It's bad,
really
yeah.
bad.
And it's like, you know, Beyonce did what she should do.
Yeah.
She kind of in like the most like blunt way, and I don't mean it to come off the way, she put her money where her mouth is. You know, she made an actual difference and said, like, here's what I'm doing to help the community. I'm not going to post a video of me singing and think that's going to like uplift someone, because I think the intention was good, but also like that's just not what people need right now.
Right.
To see you in your $1 million mansion singing,
Literally.
like, that's not.
No one
So
asked for that.
I appreciate Beyonce kind of just, here's what I'm actually doing.
Yeah.
Here's like the receipts of me helping everyone. So that's good.
Being good and being human. It's what people need to see from celebrities.
A lot of people don't see that from her normally. So
Yeah.
I feel like, her fans are probably shocked, because she drops albums when we're sleeping, and then she disappears for 7 months, and she doesn't do interviews. So like, you know, it's a new, fresh perspective.
Yeah. Well, we love the Queen Bee. She's amazing. She's great. All right, you guys. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Channing and Friends. We want to thank Oscar Lau for coming on the show and giving us tips on mental health as we start this new year. I know I will definitely be using those tips. Remember, you can catch us on Instagram and TV and YouTube. Thanks so much for joining us, everyone. Have a great day. We'll see you next time.